Hello, and welcome. You are about to enter the Large K Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 17 of Large K Podcast. On this show, I interview bands and artists and we talk about their music, favorite shows, and how they got to where they're at. I focus each episode on one artist, and for today's show, I interview Gina and Andy of Sheer. Never heard of them? Well, now you have. They're a really cool band from Simi Valley. They have a throwback shoegaze sound, but they execute it in their own way. They recently released their new EP, Psychic Quarry, which is more catchy and has an indie rock vibe to it. It's a fantastic project. So I drove to Simi Valley, met up with them, and did this interview. It was a lot of fun. Alright, let's get right into it. But before we transition into the interview, I just want to say rest in peace to Chris Cornell. I found out about his death last night, and I was pretty shocked. Back when I just started getting into rock music in high school, I'll go to Tower Records in Hollywood to buy CDs, and that's how I would discover new music. But also my older brother would introduce me to more grungier bands, and that's how I found out about Audioslave and Soundgarden. And now, of course, my music taste has shifted from back then, but listening to his song reminds me of all the good times growing up and sharing CDs with my brothers. So yeah, it really sucks that somebody so talented and still young dies. So yeah, like I said, rest in peace to Chris Cornell. Alright, let's get back to the show and transition to my interview with Gina and Andy of Sheer. Enjoy! Let's start off with like an icebreaker then. This question was actually supposed to be directed towards Sean, but unfortunately he's not here right now. But how many times have Sean been mistaken for Steve Aoki?
Oh my god! every day. And I say it on stage every time, and he's always like, oh, that's getting old. But because I also think he looks like Jay Mascis.
Oh, okay.
And today he sent me a picture of Jay Mascis with Wada from Boris and said me and Bay. Theory confirmed.
He also, there's the picture of him playing the same drill now.
Oh, yeah.
Which is it's even more mind blowing. I see more Jay Mascis now, but
Yeah.
it's Steve Aoki's pretty.
I also made him a fake Tinder. I made Sean a fake Tinder, and the profile picture was Steve Aoki and a Honda Element. I'll put a picture.
Did anybody like send messages at all, like, you know, saying like, hey, you know?
I feel like people are afraid to tell him.
Yeah.
Like, people go to our shows or something. But, like, every time we go to the store, like, we went to 7-Eleven, like, 2 weeks ago, and the guy's like, you look like that DJ Steve Aoki. And Sean was in Vegas, like, 2 years ago, like, for, like, a bike convention.
Uh-huh.
And somebody thought he was Steve Aoki and took a picture
shit.
with him.
Oh, shit. So that was that's serious. Because I
want to see that picture.
It's on his Instagram.
Because Johnny was, like, telling me, you know, it's like, you know, yeah, you should get to know Sean. He looks like Steve Aoki. And I was like, okay, you know.
It's funny because when Johnny, Ford, and Sean are all together, they're just, like, 3 long hairs.
Yeah, dude.
They both have, like, the best hair.
Yes.
Yeah, they should all, like, collaborate on, like, a L'Oreal commercial or something. You know? Yeah.
Garnier
Tease and shake their hair.
Yeah, maybe, like, in between sets or, like, in between songs or something, Sean should have, like, a cake ready and just, like, throw it at the audience. And
he needs to start wearing tank tops.
Yeah. Ham horn.
Yeah, no, that'd be pretty cool. So then I wanted to get into a little bit about, just to get to know about the band a little bit. So from what I know, this project was started with, you know, you and Sean, right?
Mm-hmm,
You know, like, you guys started with jamming out, and then now you guys have gone through a lineup change, and Andy, you're currently like a new drummer, right? When did you join?
A little over a year ago.
Okay.
Last February. So February 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. You having a good time?
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah,
it's
like,
been a fun run.
Not at all. But yeah, and also, like, actually I didn't notice, but I learned that Vincent is also part of Souvenirs, because I went to go see Nothing at the Slide Bar, and I didn't even know that, like, he opened for them, you know. So like, so I thought that was pretty cool, you know. But even like before, like, creating Sheer, like, were you guys like in any other projects before that?
I still am. Like, right, I met Sheer through another band I play in. It's called Losing End.
Okay.
I play guitar and sing in that band.
Okay.
And that's like how I formally met you.
That we played our first show with them in somebody's backyard. Or no.
No.
Did you play that show?
No, we didn't play that show.
Sorry.
But it was like all around that same
like
2-month period that summer.
I think because Sean's friends with his older brother, who is also in that band.
Oh, okay.
So I met Andy through Sheer, but Sean knew.
Yeah, I met Sean years and years ago. Like, when I was like a child, he was like a child as well.
Wow.
Well, more of like he's. I think
Sean's old as shit.
Well, like he's what, 6 years old? 6 years older than us.
Literally gonna be 30 in December.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he's a year older than my brother, so that's how they went to like school and all that, and so I always associated the two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. And Gina, you were involved in like different bands too before being part of Sheer?
Actually, Sheer's my first band.
Sheer's your first band.
Technically, when I was 16, I was in a quote-unquote punk band. We had one Sex Pistols cover.
Nice.
We played one show, and it was my 16th birthday. But I did, like, on, like, YouTube, I had, like, covers, and then I had, like, my solo stuff on SoundCloud. So I think Sean knew that I sang.
Okay.
So, and I knew Sean because I dated his friend.
Okay.
So that's how I knew Sean. And then he wanted to do, like, a Doom project. So he's like, oh, you play guitar and sing, but he wanted, like, I guess he just wanted to jam, and then we did. And we didn't play Doom.
Oh, okay.
And then it was Sheer, I don't know.
Yeah, doesn't sound like Doom yet, but, like, eventually you guys could, like, come to that conclusion, too. But, damn, that 16th birthday show must have been legendary.
I literally wore a banana costume. Because my birthday's
What?
a week before Halloween, so I wore a banana costume. And we played a Sex Pistols cover, and that's it.
Which song you played?
I have a picture of me at that show.
Which song?
It was, I don't know, the popular one.
Anarchy, maybe?
Yes!
God Save the King or something?
No, it was Anarchy.
Okay.
It was Anarchy. I didn't sing, I just played guitar.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very rebellious 16th birthday, probably.
Oh,
like,
yeah. My grandma was there. She was, like, 80. I also had, like, no good gear, so I can't imagine how it sounded.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about gear.
Yeah, but I mean, looking back from that point and then like now, it's like it's cool, right? And you guys have like a pretty like full-on developed band, and like you guys got music out and shit. Like it's so cool. But let's talk about your album or EP, Psychic Quarry. You know, I think it's a really cool EP. I noticed that the sound is definitely like
sort of like less reverby than like the last project that you guys had, and it has a more catchy and like kind of jangly element to it. Like it sort of reminds me like a bit of like the Sundays and like Pale Saints. Like when I listen to those projects, and I love those bands too. And my favorite song on there is "To Love and Feel Alive," and I was wondering what's you guys' favorites on the EP.
That one's actually my favorite, like, drum take on it, because I feel like it's the one I probably overplayed least. And I think that's listening back, like, you always kind of get, like, sometimes you get a little too, like, I don't say spontaneous for lack of a better term, but, like, you kind of I don't know, that was, like, the one song I felt like I held back the most, and in return it felt like the most kind of, like, complete, like, track. But, I don't know, I think, they're all pretty fun to play. I think the one I'm happy. I don't know. I don't really know. There's one. Like that one sticks out to me for that reason. Like it's like where like my restraint. I finally got to do it. I'm always so tempted just to go all.
He's a drum shredder.
I want to do that all the time. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't sound as good after it's been recorded as it felt maybe when you're doing it. Yeah. And so because you just kind of lose track of whatever you're doing, but. Yeah, I don't know. That was a cool one. I felt like that was...
Yeah, it has a cool build-up to it, that little shaker.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was fun to do.
Yeah.
My favorite one, I think, is Euphony.
Ah.
But I think it's... And actually, I'm pretty sure Vince wrote the actual music for it, like the chord. I mean, we all collaborate on, like, the music itself, but I think Vince came up with a chord progression.
The first part of it, that was Sean.
Oh, I don't know anything.
Like that, like
I missed that practice.
Yeah.
But I really like it just because I felt like it was different.
Yeah.
As far as like it wasn't like it was different types of chords that we don't normally play.
Yeah.
And I think we all collaborated differently on it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that one's more of a reflection of everyone's influences in one song. Right. And then I think lyrically, that song I didn't write any words for it until like the morning of recording. But it all came very naturally, so I felt like it was probably the most personal thing to write. Cool. So it was like healing for me to like lyrically write it.
Yeah.
But musically, I really like it because I listen to it and I hear all of us in it. Mm. So I'm just like, yeah, she is.
And that was like one of the first ones we got back.
I think,
too. So I was like, that was like kind of like set the template for the rest of the mood.
Production wise too, I think that one sounds huge, and I think there's a lot of texture to it. So I think I just like listening to the different aspects of that. As far as the recording itself.
Yeah, that's tight. Like, you got it down, like, in the moment, so... Yeah.
And I got to use an HM2 clone on the lead, so that was cool.
Nice. Yeah, I was just looking through, like, the Bandcamp area of the Psychic Quarry EP, and I read that, I'm just reading, like, what was written in there. It says, the 6 songs on Psychic Quarry cover a lot of ground, feeling of anxiety and depression, the vulnerability of intimacy, and even the post-election shock many have found ourselves coping with. And just based on what I've read, I'm wondering, like, were some of the songs written after the election results came out?
Yeah, so To Love and Feel Alive, it was like it was 2 or 3 days after the election, and I think like everyone was like shocked, but I mean for me, I was more like I was shocked, but I was more sad and not more for like people who were like marginalized. So,
right.
Like,
yeah.
Especially how we were talking about earlier in Simi Valley, where we are from. It's like it's very white, and I see firsthand like people who aren't the people who are like Donald Trump, like white men.
Yeah.
are how they are scrutinized a lot on a daily basis. So to see that really come alive across the nation really like made me upset. So I wrote that. I had watched a documentary that was like it's like a Telemundo documentary.
Yeah.
And it just really like shocked me because they like show actual like KKK members and what they're really saying about other people who aren't like them. So it just really hurt me. So.
And now we have a president with the support of the KKK.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't like for me music is like how I like sometimes if I can't really. I guess come to terms with how I'm feeling. If I feel like confused, I just kind of just sit down and try to write, and that just came to me right away.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I wanted to put it out there, just to tell people like try not to worry, even though like you should worry.
Right. Yeah. So it's not only just like the election result, but also like from living here and like looking at like what this area had like.
Trump
show like like Trump country or like what this area like believes in, and like you pretty much like all put all that in there.
Yeah, it's like you see it where you grow up, where I've lived my whole life, and every day you go out, oh, Trump this, Trump that. You can see it in the store, like me being like brown. Like sometimes I see people look at me and I'm just like, what's wrong with me? And then I can't help but to think now, is it because I'm not white? And I'm just like, imagine I was Muslim, or imagine like...
Yeah.
And it's one thing I just came to my mind now, that like, when you look outside of Simi Valley, it's a pretty like upper middle class community. You think like, why does everyone have to be so like tense? You know, like, but
right,
you know, it's this weird. You know, it's kind of like Van Jones said it pretty well right after the night of the election, the white lash.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Just people really like getting afraid of losing some kind of identity. Like it's like it's not that. I mean, it's like when the election happened, there was definitely a shock. But like if you look at the past, 40 years of politics in America, it's kind of, I think it's all been unfortunately building up to this moment, but now it's kind of like, okay, what side of history do you want to be on?
Yeah.
Well, I think another thing too is like now hate has just been normalized.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like, I think where the fear comes from, and like pain, I guess.
Yeah, and also like, I mean, because that's like the crazy thing is that like, because like I didn't even know that Simi Valley was like a very Trump country, and then like
Reagan Library.
Yeah, yeah, because like
Rodney King.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and LA is like not too far off, and it's like a completely different side. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's really surprising to like hear all that, but yeah, it's crazy though. Because you guys have been a band for a little over a couple of years, right? Like
It's been like 3 years as of this month, probably like the end of this month.
Yeah, okay. And to me it's really cool that you guys had the opportunity to play with bands like No Age and like and the Meeting Places.
Oh
like,
yeah,
that was the same show.
That's a crazy thing, because as soon as I saw that lineup I was like, the Meeting Places, dude, like that's like a band I listened to like on Pandora or something. Like they like randomly come up and I didn't even know that they were still
blew us
around.
away that night.
That was
yeah. Because like I didn't know who they were.
Me either.
And then we ended up talking and realized, like, and hearing from other people too, that they were a band that was around, like, not terribly too long ago, but like, what was it, 14 years ago maybe?
Yeah, like definitely like early 2000, they released something, kind of disappeared for a moment.
Right, and then like they kind of come back just playing. Like the weird thing about that festival was like there was, like you said, No Ages on it, Meeting Places, Jason played it too.
Jason, yeah.
And there was like, I feel like when all those bands played by that time, it was mostly just like this crowd of 60 people kind of going like it wasn't as attended as you would have thought it was. So just kind of it was kind of a mind fuck.
Yeah.
But which made it all better in my opinion. Just like here we are, like this, like you said, Meeting Places plays, and like
it's like in a mechanic yard.
Yeah. And
wow.
like they just sounded so just like it was like probably the best sounding band.
Wow.
Sound wise.
Yeah.
Like they just had nice gear too, which helps.
And they're all so nice. Like
totally, yeah.
To be like, I mean, I don't know, like I assume just people who are like that good at, like, I'm just scared to talk to them.
Yeah.
And they're just so friendly, and so that made it cooler too, because you kind of like got to nerd out, but they weren't like they nerded out with you, kind of.
Yeah. And playing No Age is also awesome because like they've been my favorite band for ever, the entire time I've been around. So one of my favorite bands. So it's like it was cool to play with them.
Yeah, it's a trip, right?
Share the bill.
Yeah, it's like you listen to them. It's like, whoa, they're there. Yeah, because the Dream Gaze Festival. I mean, like every time I look at the lineup, like there's always something surprising. But did you guys like play for like a big audience at that time too? Like because of like all the bands that was like attracting. Like
I feel like it was a good audience. I don't really remember the size too much. We were kind of rushed.
Yeah.
Because it was like we were trying to fit so many bands in a day, so like it was like we played a set.
The night before, like the cops showed up and shut it down.
Oh, really?
So everyone was just trying to like rush and play, so like they could play their full set without getting busted. But I mean, I think there was a pretty good amount of people there, but it was literally like in an alleyway with like 3 different like roll of garage doors where like people work on cars. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of hidden, and it wasn't like super small per se, but it was like, it wasn't like an actual big venue, so it's also hard to gauge because it's just like a long driveway.
Yeah.
And there was like you said, multiple bands that go on like pretty much at the same exact time.
Right, like one finish and then the other one was already going. Or sometimes actually no, there was like
overlap.
Yeah, it overlap. Yeah, that's how it was. Forgot that was like.
So some people would like stand in the middle to watch like both. So like you can't really see the people who are in the middle, but. I mean, I think that was sick. That was a cool show.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man.
I think it was more than 60 people.
I honestly
I don't
could
remember.
not tell you.
Yeah, you guys were Russian at the time too, so probably weren't able to see. But you guys were like probably had like a swarm, like a sea of people, and just didn't realize it was
Right.
miles away.
Was that Vince's first show with us?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Maybe his first show with us.
Oh, that's
I remember we were having technical problems.
Yeah.
It happens. It's common. And also, this is like also based on the recent post that you guys did on Instagram. But like I saw that you guys contributed a cover of "Joy" by Slowdive.
Oh yeah.
For a tribute album. How did that come about?
There's a band from Brazil called A Blog That Celebrates Itself. So they just emailed us, and I mean I think we're all huge Slowdive fans, so they were like, okay, like just do it for fun. And Sean actually is starting to get into recording and stuff, so I think he wanted to do it too, just so he can he could record us. He just pretty much recorded us in our practice space too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And were you guys able to pick out a song, or like was it like here's a list and you have to like pick out this? Or...
No, we can pick
like
any Slowdive song, so I'll just pick that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, because I realized that you guys are like pretty big Slowdive fan. But did you guys like their new album?
I think it's sick.
Yeah,
I think it
that's
has
cool.
a lot of elements of all of their previous work too, which I like. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's Slowdive, so anything they do, it's good.
I'm not like the biggest Slowdive fan. I didn't really like I've always known them, but like didn't really start paying attention closer till I started playing with them a lot more. I like no Vince and just like started like doesn't listen to them either, but like you two make up for the two of us. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's something always super redeeming when obviously a legendary band like that gets back to or when they reform essentially and put out
after freaking 10 years, 20 years, something.
Yeah, and the album's not just not a disappointment, but also really good.
Yeah.
It's just like a reminder, like they're literally the GOAT band.
Yeah.
They're literally the best, or like all of whatever shoegaze revival.
Yeah.
It's like that is how you do it right there.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like they haven't really even been doing anything for 10 years, and they just put out absolute fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, there you go.
Yeah, I had the chance to see them on the first tour of their reunion, and they sound amazing.
Oh my god, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Where did you see them at?
I saw them at FYF in 2014, and I was just so blown away because I'm just so used to the just the recorded material, it sounds great. Like Souvlaki sounds even amazing till this day, but watching them live, probably with their even with their new equipment and stuff, it just sounds more dynamic, I guess. So yeah,
even outside an FYF to get that feeling too, you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I saw them at Ace Hotel that same year. It's just fucking crazy. It just right there is the epitome of seeing one of your favorite bands live, because you really experience it compared to like you said, just the recordings.
Yeah.
It's like a fine wine, just gets better with age.
It's so true.
No, that is true. And also another crazy thing is that because I used to listen to them a lot in college, so just even the slightest idea of reunion was all right, that's impossible.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. And all of a sudden you see Lush reuniting, you see Ride reuniting.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope New Ride can hold up.
Yeah, me too.
I heard that one song and I was kind of...
Yeah,
I heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't... That's all.
Yeah, hopefully.
I hope they don't hear me say that because I don't want to discourage them.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, they'll age more, but what do you call it? No, I mean, hopefully their album will be good, based on what you said. Yeah. So now since we're talking about shows, I wanted to transition to this, and I love asking this question every time I do a podcast episode. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. Gina looks hella nervous, But yeah. So I was wondering, you guys could answer this individually too. But what are some of the what's one of the most memorable show that you've ever been to, and you could include both DIY or venue show too.
Drew time.
There's I'm gonna go back. There's a lot, but okay. So off the top of my head, this is most recently. I went to Desert Trip.
Oh yeah.
Old Cella.
Yeah.
That was.
Tell him, Andy.
It was a trip.
It was a trip.
It was a trip. Especially for Neil Young, because that's my guy.
That's the one where Paul McCartney and it's the classic rock one, right?
Yeah. I mean, everybody was great. I think The Who was the sleeper of the weekend.
Who was a sleeper?
The Who.
The Who, really?
Yeah, they were the ones because they played it on it last night, right, for Roger Waters, and like it was like, oh my god, like I've always loved them, but then it's like just seeing like Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend up there and their cast of musicians, it was excellent. But Neil Young though was just like, oh, it was like transcendent. But and then the other one I'd say is the Pavement reunion. I saw that.
Ah, shit. Yeah, I missed that one, man. Like,
I saw it at was the Hollywood Bowl. It was No Age, Sonic Youth, and
Sonic
Pavement.
Youth. Yeah.
Right before Sonic Youth split, too.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was my first paycheck for my first job. I spent on tickets for that show.
Hell yeah.
And what's also memorable about it, too, is that I had I was really sick going to that show. Like that week, or like that month really before, I had this weird cough that wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of pushed it. I was like, I'm still going to this. My brother and I went. He drove me. And the next day, I had to go to the hospital because I had pneumonia.
Oh, shit. It was that serious.
So that's why I think that's why I'm so like, I have to be so thankful for the concert, because like,
yeah,
I gave a little bit of my life for it.
Yeah. Now we can't see Pavement anymore in Sonic Youth.
Yeah, I know, right? I think we'll see Pavement again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hopefully.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh god. I don't know, there's so many. I think I mean, now that we brought up Slowdive again, I think that was the most meaningful show.
Yeah.
Just because like they've been like one of my favorite bands for like a while.
Uh-huh.
And I really, like, my boyfriend, at the time we started dating, and we had bonded over Slowdive, like, before we even started dating. So we went to see them together, too, so I think that's kind of corny, but it's pretty corny. I mean, aside from him, it was still, like, really meaningful.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's a lot of, like, DIY shows, maybe not even, like, the biggest bands that are just memorable just because, like, it's your friends throwing cool shows. Like, one of our friends, our good friends, throws shows in his parents' bakery in Moore Park. It's like a little tiny ass bakery, and he'll just throw shows there.
That's tight.
Or like we have friends who do East 2nd, so like we played with Graf Orlok on top of a Thai restaurant in downtown LA.
Yeah,
which is just like so random, but like so
nuts.
fucking cool. Yeah, and like Never Young played too, so just shows like that are like the most fun to play. So it's way off topic.
I know. I mean,
it's all good.
I don't know. I think sometimes like the most like we talk like the Dream Gas Fest too. That just being in like an auto body shop garage, and then like other shows I've been to as well. I don't even know where to start. What was that?
I'm trying to think of like shows that I've seen, and it's like it's like everyone's. They're all good. That's why you know what I mean. I think Slowdive is one that sticks out.
Yeah, like those ones stick out too. The ones at those two concerts because they were so big.
Yeah,
and it was also like just like seeing like my heroes in like the biggest spotlight you can see them.
Yeah,
but there's like there's just so many like the smaller shows. I can't think of. I wish I could think of one off the top of my head. There was that one we did with Plush. That was super cool.
Oh yeah, the Top Space in downtown LA.
Yeah, that was a
in
trip.
a little warehouse space.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow. Well, you guys overall, you guys went to like a lot of it. Though.
I know one. Jucifer at the Complex. That was probably one of my most memorable because it was loud as fuck. And it's like literally the entire band, the entire stage is just like a wall of amps.
Oh,
and it's just a husband and wife, and it was just so loud, and the place is super small.
Right.
So that's probably one of my favorite shows I've been to as well.
No, I see. Yeah. The hearing is okay overall.
I had earplugs, but I mean, didn't really do much.
Yeah. When I went to go see My Bloody Valentine, they passed out earplugs, but like
Which one did you see them at?
I saw them at again like FYF.
Okay.
This was in 2013, but quite a bit of technical difficulties. But just to see them, it was like special.
I wish I could have seen them when they played the Santa Monica Civic.
Yeah.
That's the first reading tour.
Yeah. Yeah, it was with Kurt Heasley, like, opening.
Okay.
And, like, if you guys are familiar with the Lilies, he was doing, like, an acoustic set. And then, like, it went on to, like, My Bloody Valentine. But yeah, no, I think they're a great live band, and they need to, like, come back and tour again.
Definitely, because I like that last album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
That was pretty solid, yeah. Now, I was thinking, I wanted to get to the more of a... Just like, the basic question that I always had in mind, but, like, how did you guys come up with that name, Sheer?
I think I just, like, came up with it because previously when it was me and Sean and then the two other members, we were just, like, texting a group chat different names, and I was trying to think, like, I mean, I knew I was going to be singing and writing the words, so I was like, okay, what's something that reflects how I would write? And, I mean, I guess I was just thinking it's just very transparent. I try to be transparent and, like, personal. So, like, transparency, like, sheer. And honestly, like, it was just simple and it sounded cool, so.
Yeah.
But one time we had a premiere and the article talked shit on our name, so I don't know if it's cool or if it's lame.
What?
I think some people might think like sheer mag,
Sheer terror, sheer
terror,
everything.
Sheer mag, that
but like
Yeah.
literally every band name's been taken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Some are like the same names of bands that have already been a thing for a long time.
Yeah.
People just still call their band the same name.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's true. Call it Sheer 24. Like I don't know. Yeah, actually, like I was like before even like before even doing this, I was looking up like I was just doing so much research on you guys, and I even went on like YouTube and like typed in Sheer interview, and then what came up with Ed Sheeran's interview.
Or like if you Google sheer, it's like sheer lingerie, or like sheer dresses, and you're just like, oh, what do I do?
Ed Sheeran comes up if you type this in on Spotify.
Oh yeah.
It's like first shit, right?
Yeah. No, it's crazy. And I wanted to ask, I think it's also cool that, like, even with, like, the new material that you guys put out, like, you guys were able to, like, press it on vinyl, too, so, like...
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
To, like, have something physical, like, we all worked really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I personally love this EP more than the last one, just because I really feel like it's really representative of all of our personalities and our influences, and, like, to me, they're like all some of my greatest friends, and I really admire like all the guys a lot. So like to hear them in the song and like have it to hold, it like really means a lot too.
Yeah.
And Julio, who runs our label, has been like super cool about it. And the label itself is really adamant about putting like cool looking vinyl out.
Yeah.
So to have something that's like not only really like important to me, but like looks super cool as well.
Yeah.
Like
I was definitely like, I still am, but like when we got like what it was gonna look like back,
Yeah.
like this is like my first time ever actually having anything on vinyl, like.
Oh, yeah.
So like so it's kind of it is a little more. I didn't really know it at the time. I was just kind of like, oh cool, and it looks really cool, and then like I didn't really not until I guess like we had the release show. People were like, oh congrats, like I was like, oh yeah, I guess like that's rad, yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean like yeah, so. Like I don't know, you kind of get lost in the making of it. Then like I remember like some of my friends like, oh that's so cool, we got on vinyl. It's like
You're like, yeah, kind of is.
I guess so, yeah. And where am I been? Shit.
Yeah, dude, like getting your stuff on wax is like that's an achievement.
Yeah. Because
it's
it's
cool.
like you have it. I mean, hopefully you have it forever. You know, like it's tangible there at all times.
My dad played on some records. I still have those vinyls,
Nice.
and they're sick too.
No, it is like it's definitely like
favorite drummer.
It's like a trophy, you know. So to be able to like
It's like a trophy. That's a good analogy.
Yeah. But now before like I end this, like what is it called? It's really cool that you guys are also playing with like some of like my favorite bands that's out there. Like this Saturday, you guys are playing with Andy's Room, which
I've never listened to them.
Yeah, they're friends, and like so like
Ooh.
yeah, and also Quiet, like which I actually kind of know them a little bit too. So like yeah, it's cool that like you guys are playing shows with them, but also like since you guys recently put this record out, like are you guys going to be like planning on doing like more shows or like even possibly like a tour or anything like that?
Hopefully.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
I think we want to do a tour. We've been wanting to do a tour for a long time, but Vince also tours a lot with souvenirs, and then we all have full-time jobs as well, and so it's hard to like pay the bills but also go on tour. But I think we're gonna do it soon. We just have to find the right time when everyone's available.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
the stars will align.
Yeah.
Stars will align. Yeah.
For now, just like play shows with your friends and like places you've never played before, as much as you can, and then just have fun until hopefully a tour happens.
Yeah, definitely.
In the meantime, it just means get back, work on the next thing. You gotta get the more writing done, but just keep on the grind.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, first of all, I just want to say like thank you for participating in this,
thank you.
I know like the thing is like it's like first time like ever meeting, and like I expressed to Johnny, I really want to interview she. It's like, oh, I know them, so it's kind of a cool connection.
For those who don't know who Johnny is, who's Johnny?
Johnny's the GOAT, the fashion entrepreneur.
Fashion entrepreneur, and
from Filipino Explosions in the Sky.
Wonderful guitars for young lovers. Yeah, no.
The only band that can get away playing barefoot.
Oh.
As young lovers.
So they can go away playing barefoot, but Lou Barlow can't for Dinosaur Jr.
Alright, he can.
There we go.
Oh my god. Yeah, but before ending this podcast, would you like to pick out a track to play on the show?
Oh.
A sheer track or
Yeah, sheer track. Yeah.
A sheer track?
Yeah.
Like our song or?
No, we're gonna play Travis Scott. No, I'm just kinda like no.
Oh God, I think Shut It Off. Andy wrote that song. Andy wrote that song. I think we should pick that one.
Shut It
We're
Off.
in Andy's house.
Okay. All right. You cool with that?
I'm cool
We're
with
in
that.
Andy's
cool with-
shed right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. We're in the former shed, the shed that I used to live in.
All right then, we'll go with that then. All right. Well, thank you very much for participating.
All right,
Thank you.
Bye.
was Sheer. If you want to listen to more of their project, you can check out the Bandcamp link I included in the description box. More podcast episodes will be coming, so don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. My name is Kazu, and I'll see you again on one and only Large K Podcast. Peace.